Come, let us explore. Concise instructions so we could meditate like a Jedi. You know, I think I made a boo-boo with this, so I'm going to have to fix this real quick. Let's see. That's what I should have done. Okay, I'm going to copy this right here. Move it up and hit this and delete that and hit paste and see if that works. Yes, much better, don't you think? Come, let us practice Tantric Chanting to help us meditate like a Jedi. Come, let us practice Tantric Chanting to help us meditate like a Jedi. As I mentioned previously, I'm a quart low this morning, and I appreciate your patience. Donka. So while I'm at it, let's see. Before we turn to the chanting text, I need to align the camera because I had to get up to grab some ice water. So let's see. Let's tap button number 4. Okay, now it's aligned. Let's go to button 9. And as they say in Kentucky, let's whip up on it. Good morning, oh TikTok friend. Oops, I should say, oh clock app friend, and of course, oh tube app friends. As the tip of our left index finger supports the great knuckle of our right index finger, palms up in our lap, let us practice energy work, the energy work of bliss and letting go in such a manner that it feels like the force itself is giving us a kiss upon the top of our head. To do this, we require neither blind faith nor strenuous visualizations, but instead simply the recitation of the following 6 syllables: Lama, come to pay crown. Looks like this morning I have 4 visitors on the clock app. Welcome aboard. The chanting might be easier over yonder. Yonder, of course, is the tube app. Lama, come to pay crown. 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 Let's practice the first set of the awareness and letting go that is meditating like a Jedi, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. The 7th fold is mindfulness, wherein the middle bit of our spinal cord vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notices mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. Meditation occurs during our exhalation, when the upper bit and the lower bit of that same spinal cord physically relax and mentally release to such a degree that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, less defining, and even non-graspable, or at least less graspable. Sounds great. How do we do that? Simple. All we got to do is silently and mentally recite the verb watch each time we feel air enter our nostrils, as well as silently and mentally recite the verb rest each time we feel air exit our nostrils. That's the wrong button. Let's try button number 4. Let us use the tip of our left thumb to keep track of our first set of 16 inhalations. To do so, we'll touch it to the first set of creases at the bottom of its little finger. But what about those 16 inhalations? We'll count those on our right hands together. Having completed our first set of 16 inhalations, we return our attention to our left hand, where our thumb advances to the second set of creases of its little finger. And now the tip, I'm doing great, folks, aren't I? Now may the tip of our left index finger support the great knuckle of our right index finger, palms up in the lap. And in our lap, all the while counting multiple sets of 16 inhalations each. Let us take a moment to shift gears. It is yet a Monday morning. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after about 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Dzogchen Semde Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School for more than 30 years. I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Let us practice holocron-like exercises of impermanence and interdependence, the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. One moment, please. Must do a quick edit because ostensibly that's how I roll. All right, let's do the reveal. 1, 2, copy, home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we go. So I'm about to do some chanting, off tune, off key, and you're welcome to join me if you wish. Rather than indulge our controlling tendencies with the follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore suss up the rigidity that confuses metaphors with statements literal, and instead relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. We're going to begin by, oopsie, I just realized I need to substitute the word kind for the word wise. All right, let us bring our experience of the circumstantial into the path of the wisdom of letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, these circumstances or thoughts we saw during our previous inhalation could feel as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. Let us divide the silent and mental recitation of the 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted between our inhalation and our exhalation. Into form, all lots melt. We do not do this to believe. We do not do this to visualize. We silently and mentally recite these words passively in harmony with the cycles of our breath to gently stimulate the neural pathways responsible for the wisdom of letting go. Let us bring our experience of the physical into the path of the wisdom of letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, these bodies or forms we felt during our previous inhalation could feel as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light. That could delightfully absorb into this communicational speech. Into speech, all forms melt. Let us now bring our experience of the interpersonal into the path of the wisdom of letting go. Quick note. Language, well, humans have evolved to, well, thank you very much. Humans have evolved to think symbolically. So it should come as little surprise that the word speech is a metaphor, not only for verbal communication, but for nonverbal communication as well. The stuff that knits our relationships together, whether those relationships are vocational, recreational, platonic, or intimate. As we relax into our exhalation, the experience of the interpersonal speech or communication we heard during our previous inhalation could feel as impermanent and interdependent as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this mind. Into mind, all speech melts. In addition to bringing our experience of the mental into the path of the wisdom of letting go, we're going to dispel myths concerning the idea of emptiness. Instead of viewing it literally, which is always a mistake, we're going to learn how to explore it figuratively, which always was the Buddha's intention. So because I'm going to be chanting, you may wish to join me on the Tube app. As we relax into our exhalation, all the lucid perceiving, emoting, intending, thinking, recalling and imagining minds we noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into our vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although could look tantalizing to the eye, could feel ungraspable to the hand. Into void, all minds melt. Let us practice the second set of the awareness and letting go, that is meditating like a Jedi, the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. As we feel air enter our nostrils, we could watch the antics of mind. As we feel air exit our nostrils, we could rest in mind's empty nature. As the tip of our left middle finger supports the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap. Let us practice the energy work of bliss and letting go in such a manner that it could feel like the force itself is giving us a hug. To do this, we require neither blind faith nor exhausting visualization. The most efficient way to do this is to simply chant the following 6 syllables. Lama blend with this mind. 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 Let's practice the third set of the awareness and letting go that is meditating like a Jedi, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. As we feel our chest swell with air, silently and mentally we could recite the verb watch. As we feel our chest subtly sink, as gently we exhale, we could silently and mentally recite the verb rest. To keep track of our first set of 16 inhalations, we could touch the tip of our left thumb to its middle finger's lower set of creases, palms up in our lap. What about those 16 inhalations? Those we can count using our right thumb in the following manner. Having completed our first 16 inhalations, we return our attention to our left hand, where we now advance that left thumb to the second set of creases of its middle finger. Now, to make things more interesting, once again, this middle finger, palms up, returns to our lap, and its tip supports the great middle finger, the great knuckle of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap, while our right hand counts the next set of 16 inhalations. Now, that which feels confusing at first can feel like commonplace. If you but join me for these exercises once every 12 hours or so for a week. Let us practice the holocron. Let us practice the holocron-like exercises of love and letting go, the second through fifth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Rather than indulge our controlling tendencies with all follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sense up the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and instead relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. Let's chant an explanation of this 10-syllable mantra. Om symbolizes bringing to mind, Tade symbolizes spiritual liberation. Tade symbolizes physical liberation. Tude symbolizes blessing. Soha symbolizes the wish that all beings master such dynamic kindness. Let us begin by bringing our experience of the mental into the path of love, the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all minds of all beings know be as joyfully enlightened or bodhi as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a bija one-syllable seed mantra tamotikle drop. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite Bodhi joy. As we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite for all minds. No, our job is not to squeeze emotion out of our heart as like we were wringing a washcloth. Our job is not to visualize. Our job is just to passively recite these words in harmony with our breathing. That is the most efficient way to gently stimulate the neural pathways that support our empathy. And now we add in the mantra to make it mantra meditation, the Mahayoga, that is the union of Metta and Shunyata, love and letting go. As we breathe in, silently and mentally recite the entirety of the six-syllable wish, Bodhi joy for all minds. As we breathe out, we do two things. We physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath for a total of 4 breaths. Now, if this is your first rodeo, please give yourself permission to have a learning curve. I assure you there is no need to beat yourself up. Life will do that for you. Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa. Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa. Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa. Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa, Om Tade Dade Duri Suwa. Let us bring our experience of the interpersonal into the path of love, the third fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all relationships, communication, or speech of all beings know be as peacefully loving as a real or imagined Buddhist speech or communication symbolized by this horizontal 10-syllable mantra. Peaceful love for all speech. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. Let us bring our experience of the physical into the path of love, the fourth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all bodies or forms of all beings know and show the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist statuary of the blissful body of a Devi or Yadam and archetype of enlightenment such as Great Tara. Health beauty for all forms. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa, Om Tare Dudari Duri Suwa. We now come to the fourth and final exercise of mantra meditation this early morning, where we bring our experience of the circumstantial into the path of love, the fifth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all circumstances, all lots of all beings know have the safety, great fortune, all boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or Vanti. Great fortune for all lots. Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa. Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa. Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa. Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa, Om Tare Nani Nuri Suwa. We now practice this early morning's fourth and final set of awareness and letting go, that is meditating like a Jedi. Not only practicing the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path that generate the effortless effort, or Wu Wei, of the sixth fold. As we feel our chest swell with breath, silently and mentally we can recite the verb watch as we watch the antics of mind. As we feel our chest subtly sink as gently we exhale, we can silently and mentally recite the verb rest as we take a moment to rest in the empty nature of mind. In our compassion, may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of ever. Hating, craving, and clinging, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. In our pragmatism, may all liberation of all others be fueled by the three wish-fulfilling jewels of following the Buddha's example, applying his instructions, and cooperating with his students. So, if you're still hanging out with me, what might be fun is, well, think of it this way. We've sat for the better part of an hour. And so it might be enjoyable if together as a team we conversationally recited the 8-syllable synopsis of these past 2 pages. May we free all through thee, 3 jewels, while performing what I like to describe as spooky squat thrusts. One moment, if you please. Let's hit insert. And let's hit this device. Let's go over to pictures. Buddhist yoga. Let's go to Buddha. Let's go to Buddha bowing. Let's go to this one here. Let's hit, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Wrap text. Behind text. There we go. So let's make sure this fits on the screen. And whoops, wrong button. Let's try this again. All right. So brace yourself. I'm going to spin the camera around. And then by the camera, I mean the whole silly computer. Okay. Oh. All right, I like to do this with my heels at about shoulder width. May we free all through thee, 3 jewels. May we free all through thee, 3 jewels. May we free all through thee, oosh. Three jewels. May we free all through thee, 3 jewels. Whew. May we free all through thee. Three jewels. Sorry to my friends in the clock app, I forgot to move the smartphone. I'll try to remember next time. Whoops, wrong button. Let's try that again. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. Wrong button. In about 3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's second Tantric Chanting to help us meditate like a Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.